what you are expecting. Choose the data type what you are expecting. Once you choose, then they are going to say there are two types of formulas we have. So when you write a formula, I'll repeat the point. When I'm writing a formula, we are going to use the data called global data, and we are also going to use the data called record data. The data from the record and the global data are used in calculating the formulas. Then every formula that we are going to write is going to give you result in the form of checkbox, currency, checkbox, currency, date, date time, percentage, number, date, date time, percentage, number, percentage, number. Now, when you have to choose any one of the format, we have to choose any one of the format. Then we have next format. Once you are writing a formula, there are two types of formula. One is simple, other one is complex. When you say simple formula, you are only supposed to use, when you say simple formula, record on which the formula is calculated. We can only use the data from the record. The record on which the formula is getting created, we can only use the data from the record, global data from the object, and we can perform simple arithmetical operations on it. When it's a complex formula, I can use the other format, complex formula. When it's a complex formula, we can use the data from the record. We can also use the data from its master record. We can also use the data from its master record. It is not only the data from the record, we can also use the data from its corresponding parent record or master record. Its parent record, parent record, parent record, like that we can use it. Along with that, Salesforce has provided some predefined functionality. Salesforce has provided some predefined functionalities to support the complex calculation. When it is simple, only the data from the record with a simple arithmetical operators. When it is complex, data from the record, data from its parent records, along with some predefined functions. We will see how to create this formula fields. We'll see how to create these formula fields. Now, we have a loan. In the loan object, I want to create some fields. So let me first see what are the fields we have. Email, city. So some people have asked me, when you are creating the fields using schema builder, you are not able to see the fields. If you create the fields using schema builder, you cannot see the fields. One example, I created the fields using schema builder, you are not able to see the fields. So what should I do? Scroll down, you are finding page layout. Click on edit, then drag and drop the fields what you want. Go back to the loan now. So if you create the fields using schema builder, you will not be able to see the fields on the UI. We need to go to the page layout and add the fields. Right? Now, I want to create a formula. Formula is also a field. It's a data type in the object. It's a data type. Look at the format. Like how you created checkbox, currency, date. Similarly, you are finding a formula. Choose the data type as formula. Next, enter the field name. Enter the field name. Then you are supposed to choose data type. They have included one more data type called type, which was not there in 39.0. Recently it is updated to 40.0. In the 40.0, the changes that came is adding the time. Previously, we don't have the data type called time. We had only 7 types: checkbox, currency, date, date time, number, person, text. In 40.0, they added one more data type called time. This is the updation that happened in the 40.0. In the 40.0, one extra data type came called time. One extra data type came called time. So choose the format currency. As I'm going to calculate application fee, I have chosen the data type as currency. Then application fee, like I told, 1,000 rupees. Enter your formula. Let us see. Applied amount. %1 of your applied amount. Write the formula. Check the syntax. Next. Then one more updation that happened here. One more updation. I'll come back here. Next. This is how we create. If you create the formula field, that is by default reflected in all the existing records. When you create a formula field, that is by default reflected in all the existing records. If you create a formula field, that is by default reflected in all the existing fields, existing records. Right, boss? So what is this formula? The system is going to calculate the value based on the expression what you provided. And the result is going to be any one of the 8 formats. Now updation in 40.0 is time. Till 39.0 we have only 7 data types. In 40.0 we have additional data type called time. We have extra data type called time. Right. I hope you are clear with this comment. So formula is also data type available in the field creation. Formula is also data type available in the field creation. So let us understand some of the basic expressions. When you are trying to create the formula, first we have is blank. The first expression we have is blank. So what is this is blank? When it is blank, this will return true if the value of the given field, blank. This is useful for numerical fields as well as text field. I can use the functionality called is blank on the numerical fields as well as text fields. I can give. This can be applied on numerical fields and text field. This can be applied on numerical fields and text fields. Example. Check whether email is blank. So I'm giving a is blank of. If it is a standard field, we get is blank of email. Suppose if the email is a custom field, is blank of email __. If it is a standard field, email. If it is a custom field, __. Similarly, we have is null. When you say is null, this will return true if the given field is the given field value. If the given field value is null. When you say is null, it can be applied only for numerical fields. This can be applied only for numerical fields. Is blank can be applied for both numerical and text. Is null can be applied only for numerical fields. When I want to check currency, when I want to check salary, then I go for is null. Check the value of if you want to go for currency, percentage, numerical values. If you want to compare with the currency, checkbox, numerical values, then we use is null of salary. If it is a custom, __C. If it is a standard, directly salary. Similarly, we have third one. If. Now here, the if condition is going to be different here. Like a ternary operator, we are going to write it. If condition statement 1. If condition, statement 1, statement 2. Like a ternary operator, we are going to take the if condition. If the given condition is true, then if the given condition is true, return statement 1. If the given condition is false, this is how we write. If the given condition is true, statement 1 will be written. If the given condition is false, statement 2 is written. So we got if condition. If condition, statement 1, statement 2. If condition, statement 1, statement 2. This is how we are going to write. Now, I said, if salary is, if experience is more than 5 years, 20% of experience is less than equals to 5, 10% also. So I have given a basic example. If experience greater than 5 years, otherwise salary, we wrote a condition. If the condition is true, 20% of the salary. If condition is false, 10% of the salary. So these are the three conditions we have taken. Is blank, is null, if condition. Let us take one use case. Use case. Let us say, when you are getting the leads, we are going to get the leads. Lead is the person who is showing the interest on your product. Any person who is inquiring about your product, any person who is interested on your product, we call it as lead. You may call them as application, you may call it as inquiry, you may call it as XYZ name. But person showing interest on your product, I am willing to know more details about your product, I am a lead. I am willing to purchase your product, I am a lead. Now, we get a lot of data from the third party. Let us say, so many students are inquiring about the Salesforce course. We are getting, let us say we are getting 100 inquiries per day. When you are getting 100 inquiries per day, now I send the work to my reception to make a call to the students and get them more details about the students and their needs. Then, where my receptionist has to start? They cannot start calling from, student number 1, student number 2. Because now these 100 students made the inquiry from different sources. One student has given a name, phone number, email, the time what he is looking, the faculty whom he is looking, what is the mode of training he is looking, right? All the details he has provided. The other student has given name, email. The other student has given name, phone number. The other student has he came to the office, provided all these details, along with that he has also paid the fee. Now what is this? Out of all these, where should I start? The person who provided me more details, I have to communicate with him first. Because if someone has provided more details, then now I can qualify him better. Because someone made an email inquiry, then response time is going to be more. But if somebody has given phone number, email, everything, all the details, then what I say is more genuine than other people. So I'll ask, boss, talk to this guy first. So what I'm doing, I am giving the scores for the lead. I'm giving the scores. What I'm saying, boss, if you enter the email, give him 10 points. If you enter the phone number, give him 10 points. If you enter the first name, give him 10 points. If you enter the industry, give him 20 points. Like that, I am going to assign the points, calculate what is the total. If the total is more than 50, qualified, less than 50, 4 star, 4 star, less than 30, 2 star, like that I am going to give a rating. Then I say to my reception, boss, make a call to the 5 star leads first. Make a call to the 5 star. Once they are completed, make a call to 4 star leads. Once they are completed, make a call to 3 star. So what I am doing, I am giving a rating. I am giving a rating based on certain condition. So this is called what? Lead score. This is a common scenario that every application will use. Calculating the lead score and qualifying the lead. Identifying the quality of the lead. Let us say you apply for a loan. What they will ask you? Do you have one house? 10 points. Do you have 4-wheeler? 10 points. Do you have credit card? 10 points. Do you have any existing loans? No? 10 points. Yes? 5 points. They identify you. What is the scope of giving a loan for you? They have to qualify you. So similarly, here I am taking one use case. I want to identify the scope of the lead. So what I am doing, on object called lead, on the lead object, I am trying to create a field called formula field lead scope. Now, condition, based on the condition. What is the condition? Field name, blank or so I have a criteria. I told if first name is blank, give 0 points, not blank, 10 points. If email is blank, not blank, 10 points. Then phone number is blank, I told annual revenue, annual revenue 0. So I gave some points. Based on these points, I am going to give rating. So this is my condition. So how do you achieve this condition now? Now you want to check first condition. If first name is blank or not. First name is a Ravi or Kumar, is a text. If it is a text, what I do? Is blank of. If the first name is blank, give 0 points. Not blank, points. Plus, what is the second condition? If email is also what? Text field. Is blank of email. If email is blank, 0 points. Not blank, 10 points. So I created a simple formula. If is blank of then annual revenue, when I went to the annual revenue, they didn't give us a null, they made us a 0. They give a default value called 0. If you don't enter any value, by default they are taking a default value as 0. So I cannot compare with is null or is blank because they give default value equal to 0. If you don't enter, null is not equal to 0. Null is different, 0 is different. Now, if you don't enter any value, they give a value called default value 0. So what is the condition I am going to take? If annual revenue greater than 0, 20 points, less than 0, is it less than or equal to 0, 10 points, annual revenue greater than 20, annual revenue greater than 0, 20 points, otherwise 0 points. So I have created a formula to calculate the overall score. So how do you write this formula? On which object I am writing? Object is lead. Formula is lead score. What type of result we are going to get? It is going to be what? Numerical value. The result is going to be numerical value. So we have to give number. So on the lead object, create a field called lead score with a return type called number with the following criteria. So go back, setup, see, null will be used for numerical values. Blank will be used for text fields. Text fields are never null. If you want to compare with the text field, you need to use blank. Numerical fields null. So what we have? Build, customize, lead, custom fields and relations, create the formula field. Next, I give the field name. What type of value we are expecting? Do you require any decimal values? 50.00, I don't need any decimal points. Remove the decimal. Next. Create the formula. So there is a simple and advanced. Because I'm going to use functions like if is blank, it is advanced. I give the condition. So I have taken is blank because first name is a text field. Check the syntax. Check the syntax. Next. Next. So I have created the formula. Go to the lead. When you create a formula field, automatically it is reflected in all the existing records. Here we have lead score equal to 30. The reason is email is entered, phone number is entered, first name is entered. Where is the annual revenue? Annual revenue is not entered. So let me give you. Right, boss? We are getting a lead score. Are you clear about this point? We are getting the lead score. Fine. Let us go to the next functionality. So we have seen is blank, is null, and if condition. I hope I am clear with this. So let us go to the next one. I want to display image. I want to display image in the record. Let us say I have image URL. If you want to add any images to the record, we have a function called image. If the given URL is not working, then this error message will be printed. If the given URL is not working, then this error message is going to be printed. So we have image. What is the URL of the image? If the image is not working, then the default error message. So let us give this will. Now, if you want to go for a image, what is the result type? In the result, we don't have anything called image. If you are trying to print any image, the return type should be text. Images, return type of the formula is going to be text. If the given URL is not working, then default error message will be printed. Right. In the Salesforce, already they gave some sample URLs for it. Let us use the same. Salesforce has already given some sample URLs. We'll make use of the sample URLs what they given. Otherwise, what I need to do, we need to upload our own images into the Salesforce as a static resource and reuse it. Okay. So right now I'm not going to upload any of my own images. I'm going to make use of existing images that are provided by the Salesforce. Salesforce has already provided some existing URLs. So I'm going to take this. So I got, let us say, let me give you this. Some sample URLs they have given, I'm going to make use of it. So how to create the formula? Quick example. New. Then I'm going to take formula. Next. told, if it is a formula, result should be in the form of expression. Then we are taking image. If the URL is not working, then I'm going to print a message called image not found. Check the syntax. Next. Next. Go back to the lead record. You want green enabled. So there are three, like signal, traffic signal, there are three lights. Green is enabled here. Right, image. Image we uploaded. The image we uploaded, right, boss? So how the things are happening? What is the example? Right, boss? This is how we created the format. Image. If you want to print any images, we go with the image function. Now, similarly, next one we have. The next one is a case. So what is that? If you have more than two choices, I will go with the case. The next functionality is case. What is this case? If you have more than two choice, more than two options, then we use it. So what is the syntax? We are going with the syntax, case, expression. If the expression what I gave is giving me value 1, it will give you result 1. These are the basic format, boss. If it is not matching, then if none of them are matching, then it is going to give you result 10. If the given expression gives you value 1, going to give you result 1, value 2, result 2, none of them are matching, result default message. If expression is not giving none of the values what I provided, if expression gives you any value other than the values what I provided, then the default value will come. Now, let us take one quick example. Use case 2. Now, let us see. I have taken object called loan. On the object called loan, we already have some fields. What are the fields we have? Loan type. Look at the object. We are going for an object called loan. In the loan object, we are creating a field called loan type. New field, which is a pick list. I am creating a pick list field called loan type, where I have education, housing, personal. Now, I created my own field called loan type, where we have education, housing, and personal. Now, rate of interest is going to be based on loan type. Based on the loan type what you selected, the rate of interest will be given. Now, how many options we have? 3 options, like including default, 4 options are there. When you have more than 2 choices, I will go with the case. So what is the type here? Field type loan, which is a pick list with options, education, housing, then formula field, interest rate. What is the return type you are expecting? Return type is going to be We are expecting the resultant type as a percentage. Rate of interest I am expecting in the form of percentage. So what is the condition I have? So I have got condition. So if you have chosen the option called education, you rate of interest as 10%, housing. So we got, if you have chosen the education, give it 10%, housing 12%, personal 14%, none 0%. As we have more than one choice, as we have more than two choices, I am going with the case. Case, loan type. Whatever the option you might have selected, loan type is a pick list. You may choose any one of the option. If you have chosen education, 10%. If the loan type is education, 10% is housing, 12%, personal, 14%. This is how we have created. So based on the loan type, we are calculating the rate of interest. We are using a case, basic case. If the loan type is other than education, housing, personal, give them 0%. So basic syntax we are taking. So let me create the formula. So how do you create a formula of fields and custom objects? Go to the lead object. Go to the loan object, new formula, next. In the state, whatever value, percent. They are spreading 2 decimal points, next. I give the condition. If loan type is education, check the syntax, next. Next. Just like any other field we are creating, right? This is what we create. Now, as I have not given the loan type, we have got 0%. Rate of interest we got it. So basic case. Now let us combine the first example and second example together, make a single scenario. Now we have used is blank, is null, and we have taken if condition, then we have taken case. Now what I want, right boss, the basic example. Similarly, I'll give use case 2. Object, lead. On the lead object, what is the field we require? Already we created a lead score. Already we created a field called lead score. Then I'm creating one more formula field. Formula field. Lead rating. I'm creating a formula field called lead rating. What is the return type? I want to print the images. 5-star image, 3-star image, 4-star image. I want to give a rating for it. 4-star, 5-star like that. Return type is going to be what? Text. Because we are printing an image, it should be a text. So what is the condition we are going to take? Condition. Lead score. I told if the lead score is 0, 0-star rating. So based on that, I want to print the corresponding images. Based on your score, I want to print corresponding images. Now the point is, we have multiple choices. We are not getting two values, we are getting multiple choices. As you are getting the multiple choices, what is the case I have to take? I will take case. So I am taking here. Case. What is the field that we have? Go to the lead object. We have created a lead score. Lead score. Go to the object, lead score. If the lead score is 10, I want to give 1-star image. I told you, Salesforce has already given some sample images. I'm going to simply make use of the sample images. For star images, Salesforce has already given some sample images. For 1 star, this is the image. 2 star, 2-star image. So we got here. If the lead score is 10, give a 1-star image. Lead score is 20, 2-star image. We are only getting the URL. The case is only going to give you what? URL. The value is URL. This case will give you any one of the URL. The case is going to give you any one of the URL. Based on the score, we are going to get a URL. But how do you display this URL? The case is going to give 10, the URL will come. 20, the other URL will come. But I want to display it. How do you display it? I have to display it by using image. 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 Whatever the URL you are giving in this case, the URL will print it. If it is not working, I give case I wrote. What this case is going to give you any one of the URL. The case is going to give you any one of the URL. Whichever the URL we are getting, then URL I am going to display by using image. So it's a combination of image and let me run it and show you. Go to the lead object, new formula, next. So we give lead, we have case if 10, give the image URL of 100, 20 200, 30 300, 40 400. If none of them are matching, 000. So all these images are already given by Salesforce. The images which are provided by Salesforce, same images I am using. If none of the value is matching, 0-star image. If the whatever the URL that case has given you, if that URL is not working, image is not. I hope I am clear with this format. Right, boss? Check the syntax. Next. So go to the lead. You have to check the value. Because the score is 50, you got here 5-star image. Score is 30, you got 3-star image. So we are giving a rating for the image. Let us say the case also. When the case is closed, processing, pending, I don't want to see the status field. On the top of the case, I want to print. If it is closed, show me in red color. If it is in processing, show me in yellow color. If it is running, show me in green color. I want to indicate that cases are closed or not. If case is escalated, show in one color. So that I understand visually, instead of looking at the record, visually I want to understand what is the Okay, what is the rating of this week? What is the rating of this week? Are you getting my point? When you want to show the meaning of the record visually, I will go for images. When you want to go for the images, it's not a single image or static image. Depends upon the value, depends upon the value, depends upon the condition. I want to show the different images. Then I will go with the image with the case. People are clear with this? Right, boss? So this is how we have done the basic functionality. So we have done here case. Similarly, let us take one more use case. Let me take one more use case. Calculate the EMI, number of installments. We are taking an object, loan object, and the loan object field loan type, formula, then condition, personal 32. Now how will you achieve this now? The same. We have more than two choices. When you have more than two choices, what is the condition we are going to take? We are going to take case. Loan type. Education 48. Personal. This is how we have created. If loan type is education 48, housing 200, and personal 32. Right, boss? Basic use cases are clear? Right, boss? Then we also have some predefined date functions. Salesforce has provided some predefined date functions to support formulas. So what are the date functions it is supporting? Am I clear with this formula creation? Am I clear? Right, boss? Printing an image, and we have seen if case is blank is none. Let us go to the next one. We have next one, date function. We have a couple of date functions. What are the date functions here? Today. When you say today, this will return today's date. We have now, then current date and time. We have date, year, month. This will create instance of heading. Date. If you want to create a particular instance of a date, we create this. Example. March. So you want to have next one. Day of, we give day of date, it is going to return you day in the given date. This will return you day of. It will return you day in the given date. month of day. Month of some of the predefined functionalities. We are going to have the predefined functionality like today, now, date, day, month, year, and the last one, date value. If we give any expression, this will convert date time to date. This will convert date time to date. It will convert the date and time field to date. It will convert the date and time to date. So let's say example. If we give now, current today's date will be given. So these are the some of the predefined functionalities regarding the dates they have provided. So if you want to perform anything with the date functions, then we have today, now, date, day, month, year, and date value. This is our logic. So let us do some examples on this. So today, now, date, day, month, year. If you look at this, all of them are working on date. The last one is going to convert the date and time to date. Now, first before I start, we have some standard fields. What are the standard fields? Create a date. What type of field is this? The system fields are there, right? Create a date. What is the other field? Last modified date. So these are some of the date and time fields. These are already created with the system, and those fields are what? Date fields, date and time fields. Now I have a requirement. Let us take the next requirement. I am taking an object. An opportunity object I am creating. Now, I want to know how many days back the record was created. I want to know how many days back the record was created. Age of the record. So, calculate age of the record. When I say age of the record, how many days back the record was created? How many days back means? Today minus created date. Today is date. Created date is date and time. So what should I do? Convert the date and time to date, then make a difference between today. Number, okay, age of the record means today minus created date. Today minus created date. But the created date is in the form of what? It is in the form of date time. So convert date and time to date and use it. We are giving today minus date value of. Similarly, I am taking one more use case. I want to know when was the record last modified. I want to know when was the record last modified by the user manually. I want to know how many days back the record was manually modified. How many days back the record was manually modified. If the record is manually modified, where is the value stored? Last modified date. It will store date and time when the record was modified manually by the user. System mod sum is date and time when the record was modified by the user or the system. When you say last modified date and time when the record was lastly modified by the user manually. When you say system mod stamp, date and time when the record was modified by the user or the system, okay, or the system, any one of these. Now what is my case here? Object. I'm going to take opportunity. Then we have condition. How many days? Calculate how many days back. Back the record was lastly modified. Then what is the formula we have? Today minus the same story, but date value of today minus date value of last modified date. Right, boss? So let me create the formula. Opportunity is a stand object. So go back to the opportunity. Setup, build, customize, opportunities, opportunity custom fields, formula, what type of value we are going to get? Number. Check the syntax. Next. The same story we are writing here. Basic. Today minus date value of created date. Then we get the number of days back the record was created. How many days back the record was created. Go to the age of the record. 50 days back the record was created. Right, boss? This is how we have created. And we are going to use one more function which is important, which is pick val. Listen to the format. I have a city which is a pick list field. I got a field called city which is a pick list field. When you say it's a pick list field, we have multiple options. In the pick list field, how many options you can select? You are only authorized to select one option. So in the city I have Hyderabad, right. You are going to select any one of the values. So I am going to give. This function will work for only pick list field. This function will work for only pick list field. Is pick val of city. We say Hyderabad. If the option what you selected in the pick list field, you are supposed to select any one of the options. If the option what you selected in the pick list field is Hyderabad, then it is going to give you. It checks whether the option what you selected in the pick list field is Hyderabad. If it is Hyderabad, gives you 2. Is pick val. It is going to return you true if the option what you selected in the pick list field is 2. If the option what you selected in the pick list field is Hyderabad, it is going to return you true if the option what you selected in the pick list field is the same return. Am I clear with this? So is pick file returns you true if the option what you selected in the given pick list field is the same literal what I give. Suppose I selected Hyderabad, you are giving Bangalore. You're going to get false. Is pick file runs you false if the option what you selected in the given pick list is not the same literal what I provided. Are you clear about this point here? In the pick list, whether did you select that same option what I provided is what they are going to check. So what was the function here? Let us take it. This is used only on pick list field. This is used only on the pick list field. This will return true. This will return true if the option selected in the given pick list field same as the literal what we provided. This will return true if the option selected in the pick list field is the same literal, is the same as the literal what we given, is the same literal what we have provided. If the option what you selected is the same literal what we provided, then it is going to give you true. Right? An example of it is val of stage name is the stage name what we selected. If the stage name what we selected in the pick list field, if it is a closed one, it is going to give you this will return true. If the option what we have selected the stage name I hope I'm clear. Right, boss? So these are the functions what we have. So tomorrow we'll see cross-object formulas. So how to refer to your parent data and create the formulas. We have taken basic formulas by referring to the data which is available in the table. Tomorrow we'll see how to refer to the data from the different records, different tables and using the formula. Referring to the cross-object, other object data, how to use in the formulas. Right, boss? That's all from my end for the day. Any further queries from anyone?